Hello, everyone. Welcome to Christopher's Entertainment Blog. I am your host, Chris. Welcome to another recap and review video for Agent Carter Season 2. This is Episode 5. It is entitled The Atomic Job. Um, I have to say, this episode for me started off really slowly, and I was like, man, this is going to be another one of those like setup filler type episodes. It's not going to really matter. But I have to say, when they finally got to the scenes in the middle of the episode or so, I thought it took off, and I thought it was great after that. I mean, I really enjoyed it after that, after the middle. So I mean, very cool episode overall. um and I really enjoyed it more than I think last week. So um I really enjoy the scenes that I really enjoyed, that really started grabbing me, was when she went to Hugh Jones. I think that's his name, Hugh Jones. When she went to when Peggy went to Hugh Jones's office and had that device that she got from the scientist. I forget his name. Um, but she took that device that you put it on their heads, shocks their heads, and like they lose memory for like a couple minutes or something. I thought that was hilarious. I was laughing at that because it was a nice gag that I seen coming. That I figured, I was like, is she going to do that? They're not going to do that. Where she shocked him, he walks out of the room and then remembers who who she was, comes back in, she shocks him again. I was laughing at that. She's just going to keep doing it over and over again. He falls on the ground. She just keeps shocking him. I'm like, he's going to have brain damage from that. Um, and the whole thing, finally, when she's fumbling around and everything, she finds the key, and Jones walks out of the room, and his secretary, oh, did you have a good lunch, sir? And he looks at himself, I must have, or something. I thought that was funny. I really did. I laughed at that. I thought the scenes with was it the guy's name, Manfred? Is that the guy's name? Where they were talking with um Whitney Frost and her husband, which I'm blanking on his name, Chadwick. When they were talking, when it was Whitney Frost and Chadwick, and they were talking to this guy Manfred. He's like, this like mobster or something. I really like those scenes with them, and when he starts beating that dude, like his face in, I'm like, what the hell? Why is he beating this guy up? But I realized it's because he's trying to send a message to Chadwick, not to mess with Whitney, treat her right or something. So it was like him throwing his authority around. So I like those scenes; they were kind of cool. Um, uh, Other scene. I mean, there was some other funny little one-liners. There was a lot of innuendos in this episode. It was kind of odd. I mean, you don't really see that on this show. I didn't really mind them. Another innuendo I thought was kind of funny was when Peggy asked Jarvis, um, "Do you does Howard have a hearse?" And Jarvis says, "No, but he has a Woody." I thought, I was like, "Oh, that's great." It's like, okay. I thought that was funny. I knew he was talking about the car, but there was like an innuendo there. It was, kind of roll your eyes, like, okay. But it was funny. I didn't mind it. One thing I did find odd is when they're talking to that scientist and in the lab, when they bring back his like head shocker device thing, and they're trying to get him to come. That he's like, "Oh, I want to go on this mission with you." And then he starts talking to, I forget her name. Um, I forget the woman's name um, that they bring on. I keep thinking, is it Rose? I don't know if it's Rose or not. Um, but anyway, I know I'll find it later. But he's making innuendos about her pie or something. I thought that was a little weird. It didn't really bother me too much, but I thought that was kind of weird. I mean, the innuendos, there was a lot of them in this episode. Um, I really like the fact. I mean, they're really playing up Whitney Frost. I mean, she's the villain, but they're really making her kind of outshadow Peggy a little bit. And I like the fact, I'm interested to see where they go with this zero matter stuff, and how she's got to take out this, zero matter from the dead body, and it's calling her and everything. So I know there's probably more stuff to that that's in the comics that are hinting at characters like that, maybe from Doctor Strange or another dimension of some type. But so I really want to. I really can't wait to see where they go with that and how they tie in the whole Doctor Strange thing. So that's kind of fascinating. Um, it's unfortunate though that Whitney is kind of outshadowing Peggy, though. It's unfortunate because I think Peggy's a great character, and I think Haley Atwell is amazing as Peggy Carter. So, um, but I mean, few of the negatives that I can think about. Um, like I said at the beginning, this episode was kind of weak up until the middle part, so there wasn't a lot going on there. That's kind of a negative. Um, the episode, well, the part where she's confronting Whitney Frost, and Peggy drops onto that like cement blocks, and that rebarb goes through her. I was like, she fell like 30 feet or something like that. I mean, wouldn't she be like half like dead almost? I mean, she landed on that. I mean, I don't know what that rebarb has on it, if there's any type of diseases or anything. I mean, she goes to the nurse, Sousa's soon to be, wife now. And she's like, oh, she, patches her up somehow, and then Peggy's like, okay, I'm going home. It's just like, what? I mean, you just fell like 30 feet, landed on, a spike. I mean, shouldn't you be like out? I mean, you should be like knocked out. I mean, you should be like done. I mean, you should be moving around. I mean, that I don't know where they're going with that. Maybe they, Whitney Frost, she got punched. Peggy punched Whitney, and she's like, oh, I thought that would hurt more than I thought. Maybe Peggy has got some type of effect from this zero matter or whatever as well. And maybe she took this fall and it absorbed this impact, or maybe it helped her somehow. I don't know. But I really hope they go that way, because I think the way that she fell, and she should be like almost dead, or her spine should be crushed. So yeah, I mean, whatever. That's kind of a nitpicking thing. It's whatever. Other than that, I mean, I did like the Easter egg, the Civil War Easter egg. There was like a truck that they pull up in that had Civil War on it. I thought that was funny. But yeah, guys, I enjoyed the episode, even though it was kind of weak up until the middle, up until the Hugh Jones skit. I mean, so, and after that, I mean, once it goes into the heist mode and they have their group of heisters, you have Peggy and Jarvis, and Sousa's there, and I think it's Rose, and then that scientist guy. So I thought that was kind of cool, and then breaking into this place and everything, and disabling the bomb and everything, that was fun. I enjoyed that part. So it redeemed itself. The Sousa proposing to the nurse. I mean, and then she somehow finds out that Sousa really likes Peggy, and it's just like, how do you know? I mean, I don't know. So that was kind of weird too. But overall, I mean, I really enjoyed the episode. And I can't wait for next week. If there's anything I might have missed, guys, please write in the comments below. Please, put down there if you liked the episode, didn't like the episode, what you liked about it or not. Please write down in the comments. But that will do it for me for this week, guys. I am Chris for Christopher's Entertainment Blog. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.